Hey guys, I am back in the Strange Saloon. After our little excursion to White Lady's Castle recently, we have a little bit to recap. It was cool for me as my first experience in paranormal investigation. I got to experience some things that I never got to. Got to meet some really awesome new people. And finally, do something I wanted to do for, a couple of decades. But that being said, I have a question for you, Mr. M-Balm.
Yeah, of course.
Where are we going next?
So I have a couple places in mind. Some, if not most, I've already been to, but I feel like there's still some opportunity. And I believe that going here to these places with new people, including yourself, I think it would be a real good advantage to take, into play here. Because, for instance, the Historic Palmyra Museum.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely, I think that going there is something that I want to document, but this time do it for the Void Sessions paranormal portion of our channel, our brand.
Yeah, so that's exciting too, because that's going to be like an official thing that we're going to be doing.
Yeah,
like it's really becoming like a tangible, real thing. I mean, I know that we've talked about this since the beginning and the inception of this little oddcast, if you will.
Yeah.
But it's cool to actually see and to actually do. Like I said, this investigation at White Lady's Castle, and like I was saying, I think it was last week. It's really, or actually, I think it was the night that we went. It was just really ironic that I think it was the first episode. I brought up White Lady's Castle because we'd mentioned talking about a couple places nearby.
Yeah,
and just ironic that it ended up being the place we ended up going to first.
Yeah, it is ironic. It's also kind of cool at the same sense because it is something that you mentioned in the beginning of this podcast here on the Strange Saloon, and it was my first time going there to that location.
Ever.
And yeah, exactly.
Ever. Which is funny because I oddly, you've done the investigations but never been to the location. Right. I grew up around the corner from there, and I've been there a handful of times, but I'd never actually investigated it. Yeah. So it's cool to
different dynamic.
Right, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in the paranormal investigation field for approximately almost 20 years now. So, it's cool to be able to get the experience over the years and go to new places like that. Even though I know it's literally right around the corner, it's really not far from here.
Right.
But with that, I mean, being the first investigation, and we'll definitely touch upon this a little bit more in this episode. When GPI was on with us in the previous episode, we did touch upon it a little bit, but there's a lot of conversations. We didn't even get to every piece of conversation that we could have had. Obviously, we'll have Beth and Ron and Barry and all them back on at another point. We might even do more episodes, like a series.
Maybe even future investigations with them again, like we were talking about. I think on the show last.
Yeah, there's actually discussions right now, and I think we'll have them more prominent in what we do. I think it's a good collaboration. I honestly enjoyed going on that investigation and meeting them, and obviously they have their investigation experience,
right?
Many years.
Yeah, they seem like we seem like we gelled well.
Yeah, so. Yeah. I talked to Ron about future investigations, possibly going with them. Obviously Beth kept in touch, and I was honest with her. I'm always just very honest. I said this in the last episode. I said I am just a skeptic by nature, but I am skeptical of the psychic medium portion of all of this because I don't really have too much experience with that realm in this field. I just don't.
Right.
And there was a couple things where she brought some things to the table. She did a remote read on her way to the location. Obviously, we had a lot of people in this building at the time, so some things kind of went obviously to each people, each person respectively. Like she had on the paper bear, like a nickname or something like that. I presented it to my wife because I told her on the show. I was like, I think this has more to do with my wife. She would understand it.
Right.
I brought it to her, even her mother, and they actually kind of answered for it, which is crazy, right?
Right.
Key ring, same thing. I had my interpretation of it, but obviously it meant something to them as well.
Huh.
But the photo album was kind of crazy. So I don't know. It didn't happen on the show, but it did happen after that. She drew up a drawing of a photo album with a description. Brown with a gold border around it. And I asked my parents, I go, do you have a photo album like this? And sure as shit, they did.
No shit.
So, she said, and this was Memorial Day. A lot of things happened on Memorial Day. I mentioned it on the other show. So if you want that portion of it, go ahead and watch that. But on Memorial Day, Beth and I were texting back and forth. She said there's somebody that wants to be remembered on this day. And she said something about page 4 in the photo album. So that Tuesday, they're going through the photo album. They're sending me pictures of, like, I'm talking the old days, when my dad was a kid.
Right.
It was kind of crazy because we talked about how there's some resemblance of Harrison and my dad when he was younger, like the hair, the color, like the lighter hair and all that, and just the features. And I'm like, yeah, it's just crazy how like that happens. And they went on page 4 and they showed me the pictures, and it was like my dad, my grandfather, and all that, and having like times together and obviously photos together. And I would say, like, if that is the case, then that must have been my grandfather. He was a World War II vet. His brother was also in World War II. He unfortunately lost his life during that time in a plane crash. If I remember correctly, they were doing some type of, I don't know if it was test or whatever in the airplane, but there was a storm that happened.
Okay.
And the plane went down. So, there's a lot of things that could have been, but she hit the nail on the head for the most part. I mean, it is crazy. As a skeptic, it's like, I don't see how you can guess these things and get most of them, if not all of them, spot on.
Right.
So, with Beth presenting this stuff and then kind of correlating the stuff to what she had pointed out and told me, yeah, I guess there is something to it. Obviously, there's always something to it. But now I'm a little bit more like,
more
okay,
open to the possibility
for sure
of what could possibly be.
Yeah, because like it's different if you had these things on Facebook,
right?
But these things are not Facebook driven like posts or anything like that. This is stuff that's personal that nobody could have even pulled out of thin air.
No.
So, yeah, I definitely got to say, like, that was pretty eye opening.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I mean, I personally, I agree. I'm pretty much in the same boat as you as far as how I feel about that world in general. I mean, I grew up parallel to worlds like that, and like I was exposed to some of that stuff growing up, and in my teenage years. But it's always the matter of not only like obviously like I believe that like psychics and mediums like they exist, like people have those gifts, absolutely. Yeah. But like it's hard to believe that people truly have them without proof.
Correct.
And I mean, as it is with anything.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's like I said before, you question everything and believe nothing.
Yeah.
Like so. In the world of AI, you never fucking know. Yeah. So yeah, But yeah, so I feel like like you said, the fact that a lot of those were very spot on, definitely gives some credibility to it, and as we continue to work with them, I'm sure this will not be the first time that so we'll just not to say that I'm continuing to be a skeptic, but I'm sure we'll see more proof and as it goes. But I mean, in the nature of it is, sometimes things are wrong. Sometimes even the best in the world get things wrong. It's just so, but just like we said at the investigation, sometimes it's your night, sometimes it's not. Sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not.
Yeah. Yeah. We didn't do any official recording or anything like that in that investigation. I actually wanted to more so see their style of investigating that more than anything, because I knew that the episode that we were going to record was the night after.
Right.
That was more of a, hey, we're going to do this investigation. We're going to go to this location. Obviously my first time there. Your first time doing an investigation, period, at all.
Right. So it was a great getting our feet wet type of deal where we can both kind of meet in the middle.
Yeah.
So like very, very much seriously.
And we gauged how things were going to go, and we saw their style of investigation and
a happy medium, if you will.
Yeah. I see what you did there.
Dad jokes.
Little dad joke, yeah. Both dads, so it makes sense.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But, I always like to just I got involved. Obviously, I got involved with the investigation, but I like to sometimes step back and see how other people take control of the investigation, how they ask the questions, what tools they use. I got a couple of tools I want to get into. I want to give some basics on if anyone out there wants to start investigating. You've never done an investigation before. You don't need the fancy equipment that costs thousands of dollars. You don't need all this. You don't need millimeters. You don't need ovuluses. You don't need all these crazy things. People want to spend thousands upon thousands of dollars on equipment. It's like anything else, though. It's like podcasting. People want to go for the best things. Hone your craft first.
Absolutely. I mean, you should always strive for the best, but you got to start, somewhere. You don't got to,
Yeah. That's why, like, with all these things here that I'm going to present in just a moment and kind of go over, I think it's important to kind of learn that, you can take the most basic things in the world and utilize them. With that investigation, on the way there, we were obviously, we had some moments before that, and we hung out here at the Strange Saloon. We had some food and whatnot, and then we got ready to go. And I wasn't sure how the night was going to go. Honestly, I thought that, it's first time being there, so with outdoor investigations, a little different. There's a lot of different things that could, a
lot of uncontrollable variables.
Yeah, it's just there's a lot of things that could bleed in, like with audio, and like you're out there and you're hearing movement,
animals, and
which we saw.
Cars. Yeah, we saw a couple of deer.
Yeah,
At least a couple of bunnies.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Ron and I were hearing some scuffling noises over by the steps leading up to the foundation of the Whiteley's castle.
On our way out, I was the one that spotted the deer.
You saw the deer, and that made sense. The correlation was...
You gotta saw the eyes.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to, right? So
they pop right out in the dark.
Yeah. But it's good things like that where we can debunk it.
Exactly.
When Barry was on with us, because he lives in, the Appalachian Mountains area.
Yep.
So I like how his style of investigation is, from what we were interviewing him with, is that he's skeptical on a lot of stuff, and he likes to debunk things as he goes through the evidence.
Right.
And that's what you should be.
Absolutely.
I know there's people out there that like to get things and they try to just leave it as is and like, oh, that's got to be paranormal. It's like, I want to know for sure that it's unexplainable. If there's something explainable happening and I can have an explanation for it, I don't want that to go to waste. I want that to be known. I don't want something that I can explain and then just hide it and then just pass it off as, oh yeah, this is paranormal. When people do that, you lose your credibility.
It does the craft no justice.
It doesn't.
I mean, and the whole thing is too. I mean, like, you should want to be on top of it, because like not only that, but then like what happens when you post this stuff and then you get torn apart online?
It's embarrassing.
It is.
It's embarrassing not only for you, but the rest of the whole field. Anybody that does this, it's embarrassing for all of us.
If it's hard enough that we're dealing with AI and all the other things out there right now with people, I mean, I mean, you can doctor videos and photos all you want. I mean,
yeah.
At the end of the day, I mean, I'm not necessarily doing this for that, as much as it is just like, I do this because I want to do it, and I just want to prove to myself that the stuff's out there, that, it exists, it's true, it's real. Like, we're not crazy, I mean, we're crazy, but
I think everybody is we're a little
strange.
A little strange here. Yeah, I know. There's people out there that will do that, and you know what? Shame on them. And
for those guys.
Yeah, I mean, seriously though, like, we do this because we are literally interested in finding out what comes after this life or what else is out there.
Yeah, I want to talk to people. I want to experience things.
Right.
Talk to ghosts and
My goal is to catch something undisputedly on film.
Yes.
Legitimately, if I could capture a full-bodied apparition, like I've seen in the past, the headless dude in the mirror, like something like that, but it's there, it's tangible, it's on film, people see it. I'm not the only one seeing it,
Right.
and if I could say, "Hey, this is what I see," then I want to do that.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, that's like the ultimate dream, right? Like that's the goal. Like,
Yeah.
Like specifically a video, because I mean, like audio is one thing because like,
It is.
It could be noise bleed. It could be
Anything.
I mean, there how many videos are there out there that like there's sounds that you could they literally goes through all the different words that you can hear, but like as it reads it, you hear it because
Yeah.
your brain is like
Yeah.
So there's a bit of when it comes to audio, your brain is gonna try to figure out what it is, and even if that's not what the word is,
Yeah.
your brain's gonna try to process it.
So here's what I like. So obviously we know back in 2015 there was that blue dress, black, what was it, blue, black, white,
Yep,
gold,
Yep.
right?
There's a couple different ones. Yep.
So that's kind of like that. So when you do the spirit box, which I'm going to show you right here. So this is the SB7 spirit box right here. It's a little device. I've had this since 2012. Okay. I bought this back in 2012, and I'll turn it on. I'll let you. I'll do a little quick thing here for you. But yeah, you obviously you have this, right? And it scans frequencies. You can change the speed of it. And that's what you're going to hear for the most part, right? You're going to hear that because that's all that really is doing is it's scanning through frequencies. But every so often, if you're asking questions, you'll hear like voices answering your questions.
Right.
And if you're in a room doing this with people, maybe you both will agree to the word that one person heard. What I like is doing the Estes method with something like this, where one person has headphones on with a blindfold, and people outside of that are asking questions, because the person that is under the Estes method isn't going to know what the questions are. So
because they're listening to that.
Correct. So when they're repeating the words they're hearing on this device through the headphones, and it's correlating with the questions,
that's how it gives it the credibility.
That's
it makes sense.
Exactly. That's why I really love that method. Ron wanted to do it. He forgot the blindfold. He forgot the headphones.
Yeah, we did talk about that a bit.
So next time we go down that way to White Lady's Castle, I'd like to do that there.
Well, maybe we'll do a little sessions voyage.
Yeah, I think we will. So this is the SB7 Spirit Box. If these are really not expensive at all, you can go online and get this for like less than $100, I think. Especially this specific part of it. I mean, there's other ones you can get for a little bit more, but it's a cool device to work with. I enjoy working with it. So here's a little backstory. I bought this in 2012, and a buddy of mine were sitting. And I would not recommend doing any of this in your home, by the way, unless you really want to open that veil, that door, whatever you want to call it, Pandora's box.
Leave that shit alone. Go other places.
Don't. I would recommend not. I would strongly advise not to do that.
Don't be big dumb.
So, as a dumb 21-year-old, we're sitting in my living room at my parents' house, and we turned this on, and we're asking questions. And I have it on video somewhere. It's on my hard drive, I think, in my office somewhere. It's buried deep beneath all these video files I have over the years.
There's so many.
Yeah, oh God, there's so many. So we're sitting in the living room, we're asking questions, and it's doing about that speed. It's doing that speed. And as clear as day, we both heard it. We heard a female voice saying, "Can you hear me?"
Huh.
I'm just getting chills just thinking about it because I can hear it in my head.
Right, that's wild.
And we both looked and we're like, "Can you hear?" Yeah, we can hear you.
Uh-huh.
And just thinking like, dude, it was my first run-in with this thing, using it personally. I've seen it on TV. People go, "Oh, it's all rigged, blah, blah, blah." But when you're doing this in real time and you're witnessing this come through with frequencies going especially that fast.
Yeah, that's quick.
Like,
that means that you're going over multiple
radio
The
frequencies.
radio frequencies, because like for people who don't know, like that's what that's scanning through is all like it's the AM.
You can do FM, you can do AM.
Okay, so it's either or both.
Yeah.
That it's quickly. It's like tuning the radio in your car, basically, but very fast.
Yeah, I mean, you could do slower speeds.
Right,
Some people prefer that, which is fine. And I might, depending on the situation. I typically like to do the faster speeds. And the reason being is because if I'm hearing a coherent sentence under that amount of frequencies being skipped through, that tells me that there's something really like there in terms of evidence, like factual based answers. It's happening in real time. If it's slower, it could be, hey, maybe you're hearing something from a radio station, whatever. You know, obviously they have Faraday pouches where you can put this in there. It blocks the radio signals like that, so you're getting less, if not none of it.
Right.
Also depends on where you are too. What location you're in, it depends. If you're out in like somewhere like the Hinsdale house, you might not need anything like that. Whatever. You might not need it at all. Just
the more remote the location, the less likely that you're gonna have interference.
Correct. So this is the PSB7 Spirit Box. Obviously, you don't need it, but suggested. I will say.
You need it. You need it.
I would say this is probably one of the first things that we had acquired is the K2 meter. This is old school. There used to be a trick. So this lever is actually this little thing here is modded.
Okay.
This is a mod because normally they come without this, and you have to press this button down in the middle. And the trick was back in the day, you would take a coin and you would slide it under here and have it jam it so that way it stays on. That way you're not having to hold it down. You can put it somewhere and it would just stay like that. With this, it picks up electronic magnetic field and all that stuff. So when you're scanning through like electronics, see how it's doing that? You can see it. They can't see it.
I can see it.
But this is
well, here, put it by my phone. You can see
it would
it
definitely
on the
be able
camera.
to. So, yeah, see how it's doing that? It's picking up the electronic. It's picking up the waves. Sorry, and what ends up happening when you get a baseline, right? Mm-hmm. You want to scan the room before you put it down anywhere, so that way you know that it's baselined at green. Right. This is
there's no electromagnetic interference at all around it.
Correct.
It's just statically neutral.
It's a lot easier when you know that the building has no power to it.
True.
So you still scan it anyways.
Yeah. in our instance last time.
Yeah. But you still scan anyways. I always like to scan the rooms before I do anything like that because I want to make sure that it's legit.
Yeah, I was actually carrying one of those around on our investigation.
Yeah.
Last
week. They had the newer models.
Yep.
Those were cool. Those are cool. I like those.
Yeah, they reminded me of stud finders.
Yeah. This is old school.
Yeah, it looks old school.
It is.
It reminds me of Battleship.
Battleship?
The game.
Yeah, the Milligauss. So basically, you set this down. You would ask questions. You'd set it down somewhere where there's obviously the baseline reading. And honestly, the theory is if it lights up, that's a spirit utilizing their energy to let you know that they're there. And you would see this light up to, red, orange, whatever.
Right.
So it's a very basic tool to have in your paranormal gear, in your loadout. I definitely suggest having something like this. I have another one that I just got recently.
I think that's a more common one that I've definitely heard.
Yeah.
Like most people having or using.
So the other one I have is more, it's digital. It's a little bit newer, obviously, but it also tells the temperature in the room. Cool. Which means if, like, say you're in a room and the baseline temperature is like 70 degrees, and then all of a sudden you're like, holy shit, it's 61 degrees. You know something's going on there. Like, if there's no air conditioning in the room or anything like that, why is it doing that?
I remember Beth had the thermal camera she was using at certain points on sorry, excuse me, on our investigation too.
The thermal.
Mm-hmm.
I want to acquire a thermal, like a legit FLIR, like a FLIR camera.
I know what you're talking, like an infrared.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that way we can actually see like the heat signatures and the distance and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
They used to be like thousands of dollars. Now you can get one for a few $100.
Yeah, most of those have come down pretty decently.
Thank God, because I always wanted
Strangely.
one. Yeah,
of all the things.
Strange Saloon. But I want to acquire one for the investigations. I think it'll be very valuable in each investigation to have something like that.
For sure.
The thing about like being outside, and I don't know, maybe I'm off base here, but the thing about being outside is if you use one of those and you see like a heat signature in the distance, it's kind of hard to tell if it's a person or an animal, especially if it's way in the distance.
Right. All you know is that there's something.
Correct. But I mean, if you're in a house somewhere and you're looking down the hallway and you see something like walk by
in the shape of something,
yeah,
or like right, like
or irresputable to
right, like I wouldn't consider something off in the distance irrefutable proof. I would consider something that's like over there maybe, but like not like a field away, unless you can like really see and like you zoom in or something, but like you need to really show it.
I always like to make sure that I'm carrying a camera of some sort, specifically one with night shot, aka infrared night vision. This is an old camera I've had since 2010. Used this for other purposes other than paranormal, but mostly paranormal throughout the years. This is gone. This camera is the Sony Handycam HDR XR200. I have other versions of it, not the same model, but the same style of Handycam for Sony. I have, I think, 4 night vision ones now at this point in time. These are very cheap online now. I would definitely recommend trying it out. Looking online, seeing if you can find these. This used to be like $1,000 back in the day, $800.
Crazy.
Yeah. Now they're like a few hundred, if that, less than 100 if you can find one. They have a built-in internal storage. You got to be mindful of those though, because old hardware, old hard drives could go wrong.
Right.
Could be, old. So you got to understand like the internals of these things too. They have a Pro Duo, which is obsolete now. Nobody fucking uses those. Sorry, nobody uses them. But they have adapters that you can, and I just purchased some actually because I want to try it out. They have adapters where you can take an SD card and pop it in the Pro Duo adapter, and then you can slide it in here, and it would work as if that was like a mini micro SD card.
Oh, no shit. So
you can definitely do that.
That's interesting. So that's kind of like how you retroactive
to
it, more modern. That's neat.
Yeah. So I mean, these kind of
whatever, how do I say it? Technologically, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, something like that. So like right now, I put it on night shot. So if we turned off all the lights right now, which we won't because it's going to take a lot of time, you would be able to see in the dark. It would look green. Everything's
green.
But
it's like playing Call of Duty.
It will kill your battery a little bit faster. But this is what you would use as you can see here. You can use it as a paranormal investigation tool and document what's happening around you. This is I've used this on multiple locations. Actually, when we did the first Void Sessions paranormal at the American Hotel in Lima, this was the main camera I was using along with the other ones. But these are now inexpensive. I highly suggest using a video camera as such, because if you don't, how will you document your visuals? Audio recorder, obviously I have one. It's in the bag. It's another one that I just thought of. If you want an audio recorder, some people will ask, well, why not just use your phone? And some people will use their phone. I'm of the belief that if you use your phone, just like the camera, especially with the new phones, I feel like there are things that like to polish the audio.
You're not really getting true raw audio.
That's my problem.
There's like automatic enhancement built in.
Yeah, as a video, photo, audio guy, I like to stray away from that stuff. Because even with video on Samsung or even Apple, right, it likes to polish it. It gives it that extra beauty to it.
Right, it gives it like a little bit of audio enhancements.
Yes.
Especially like when you're doing like things in like loud areas and stuff. Like it'll have like, it'll either
noise
bring things up or down or
Yeah.
And that's the other thing too. You end up with noise canceling, so like you'll end up losing your audio.
That's what I worry
That's
about.
a big part too, because a lot of the stuff is either really quiet or whispery, and like that's stuff that your phone will occasionally, if not always, chop right out altogether.
Exactly. So that's why I don't recommend using your smartphone for audio recording. I know people do. And that's your preference. I'm just old school. Give me an audio recorder that I can play back, and it's all raw audio. I love that. Obviously, this is a no-brainer. It's very simple. A flashlight, specifically the mag lights. I know people will try to debunk it. Oh, there's this, that, and the other. But when you have these things turn on command or to answer questions, but other times it doesn't do that,
Right.
it's kind of like, okay, so you're telling me that my words are using, like, you know what I mean? So what you would want to do is you would want to take this thing and you want to twist it to a point where it's literally at the level where it's about to be on or off. And you can place it on a tabletop like that. And you could ask it questions. You know, like say, hey, is there anybody here in the Strange Saloon with us right now? Light up the flashlight.
Oh my God, it lit up. No, I'm just kidding. You just
No.
can't see it. I just wanted to.
We already had a little bit of an incident before we started this recording.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I'm not bringing those back up, by the way.
No, it's okay. That's going to stay away.
I
But
just-
How crazy would it have been, though, if that was actually lit up right when I saw that?
We leave it like this and see what happens throughout the episode.
Yeah, I'll just leave it on.
But I have it right at the cusp of turning on and being off. So that specific flashlight that I just showed you, I got a little story behind this too. I like how each piece of gear has a story behind it, and I love this even about music.
We gotta start naming things.
Yeah,
If
basically.
they have stories, they gotta have names. If they have lore, they have to have names.
Strange Saloon's gonna have lore, baby. I already know it.
We're already starting.
We already started.
It just happened.
It just happened.
It just happened. It's
So-
been happening.
It's been happening. So with that flashlight, right?
That flashlight. This
That
flashlight.
specific one, the American Hotel in Lima, New York.
Lima.
Void sessions. I had this in room 20 with us, and it went off, and it, like, during the whole session, I have it on, you could go watch it on YouTube. It's on there.
It's on there. Go watch it.
Void sessions.
Go watch it.
We were doing Estes method, all that stuff. We wrap that up. We get down to, we call, home base, whatever, where we have all our gear. And I'm like, where's the flashlight? And nobody had it. Jay didn't have it. Austin didn't have it. And we were the only three in the room, in room 20. And I tore through my bag, dude. Tore through my bag, tore through my everything. Everything that I had. All of it.
All of it.
Tore through it all, dumped it all on the table, nothing. And
Damn.
I have multiple people that were in the room while we were looking for this thing to tell you that, yes, it was not in there. That bag I have on that stool next to you, it didn't exist in there. Tore through it all.
Wasn't
So-
in there.
We call the owner. We ask him, hey, have you found a black maglite flashlight? Nope. Wasn't there.
No lights here.
I'm like, okay, well, then I don't know. I guess just whatever. So I bought a new one. And there's a brand new one in the package right now in the bag that I never even opened yet.
Huh.
And ready for another investigation. And this is about a year ago now. We were going to the Palmyra Museum, which we did end up filming stuff there, but there was not really enough. There wasn't enough for me to justify editing and making a void sessions out of it because there was just a lot going on that night. But as I was getting ready, I was going through the bag, and sure enough, this little flashlight, along with its case, was in the bag. And I showed my wife because she already knew that it was missing. She knew about it because I told her. I said, "Can you believe that after all this time, with this being missing and everything else, that it's in the bag now?" And even to this day, I'm just trying to figure out how that could even happen.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I don't understand. Now, it's funny because the speaker I would use with the SB7 Spirit Box, now that's missing. And I have no explanation for that.
Interesting.
Gone. Doesn't exist right now. I wonder if I'm going to find that in the bag after all this time, as time goes on.
I'm sure it's got to be somewhere, right? Like, I mean, it's going to pop up eventually.
Yeah. Who knows? That
knows?
did.
Right. It's it's funny because I remember you mentioning that, I believe, the night of the investigation.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's some shit.
It is.
That is some shit.
It really is. So it's a few pieces of gear that I have right now. to show you another piece of equipment that I enjoy using, and I can say I've experienced full hands with it is the dowsing rods. So we have another pair of dowsing rods. I just bought a pair to have in my arsenal, so to speak, in the backpack that I have here. My parents have the other ones, the original set that we had, which I think we purchased at, I want to say Rolling Hills. I could be wrong.
Okay.
But just a moment ago, before we started this episode, I was showing Zero the new dowsing rods. And as I said, clear, yada yada. It was doing some weird things, like it was coming to me, like it was trying to hug me or something.
Yeah, it was
really
interesting.
weird.
Yeah, it went from one side to the other, and then they both. Now, for those of you who don't know what those are, they kind of there's these like.
You want to break them out?
No.
I'm a little weary about it too.
They're not all made of copper. These ones are made of copper.
These ones are made of copper.
So they're like they got these little handles, and they like stick inside of them, and then kind of stick out. And the idea is that like they get pulled, you know. And these things are like they were just attracted to them. And like I saw your hands were even kind of like angled away from you, if anything. So
Yeah.
like if anything, they
was trying
should
to
have been going
Level it out.
right. Like
Yeah.
they should have been like down, like centered. And like nope. And then they both went the one way.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, now clear them. And then the one went.
The
then
one
it went straight.
Yeah.
And then you're like, all right, now the other one, and then it wiggled.
Listen to me a
And
little
it was
bit. It's
like, and then it did, and that was crazy to
Strange
experience. I
Saloon.
mean, especially because like I've never actually experienced that in real life, like those
Yeah.
in general ever in person. So like, that was wild.
You don't see a lot of paranormal people on television or anything like that, if any at all, use these things.
Right.
Which I'm curious to why they don't use them. But I've experienced enough investigations with these things to know that there's something to it.
It's probably because it's hard to really prove. Yeah, I feel like it'd be really easy. Like I feel like the argument would be really easy that you can manipulate them. Unfortunately, I mean,
get it.
I'm not to say that like you know.
I get it.
It's just I feel like that would be a very common argument.
There's no, to me, I mean, I'm holding them still. And so I say clear. Eventually they do clear. And then I ask the question, is there somebody with us right now? Now, for those of you who don't know, away means no, crossing means yes. And what did it do?
Oh, it crossed.
And I put them right away.
Like immediately, and then we're like, okay, we're
Yeah, we're putting them away now.
I put that right away where I know.
Yeah, and trust me, like I get the skepticism. I'm one of those people that were skeptic too. I was. It's the
Yep.
same thing as anything else, dude. As soon as I experienced it, it's hard for me to say, yeah, I don't believe it anymore, because honestly, there's no way you're manipulating it when you're holding them still and they're level and they're just moving themselves and they're moving to the answers to the questions you're asking. When it crossed, I was like, yeah, there's obviously something. I'm not doing this right now.
I mean, do you want to pull them out?
If you want,
I'll do it this time and see what happens.
let's do it. Fuck it.
Fuck it. Where are they?
They're in the bag.
This one?
Yep, the top compartment of. So there's a main. The farthest up. You see the pouch?
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Wasn't initially going to do this, but we're gonna do it.
We weren't gonna, but I'm gonna say fuck it because
I'm gonna do it for the people out there that are listening and watching.
Because it's hard. It's hard because like we say don't do this in your home, but like we're gonna try it.
This is Strange Saloon, right?
We can do one little thing. I mean, because this is minimal. We're not like.
Well, I want you to do it because.
Doorways and.
Well, I want you to do it because I know you don't have experience with this, and I want you to get the feel of
right,
it.
Like I have no reason to fake this.
This is your first time holding these things, right?
100%. Should I stand up?
You can. Yeah, let's just do that.
Hold on.
Maybe it's easier. Maybe it'd be easier that way. Oh man, this is already giving me. I'm already worried that it's gonna say some crazy stuff.
All right, you do the thing. You got the mic.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, so whoever to clear, please clear. All right, cool. All right, is there anybody with us right now? Say yes if you are here. If somebody's here, please say yes. It's crossing. It's crossing. It's crossing. Okay, clear, please. Please. All right, thank you. All right, stay clear. All right, clear. Is whoever's here Say clear. Well, I'm sorry. Got to say clear. Is anybody here for one of us? No? I'm going to ask again, is there anybody here for one of us? So I'm not seeing it cross. It's not really... Okay. All right, clear. Is there any particular reason why anyone's here? Oh, man. It's trying to...
It would let go.
Oh, it did? Really? Is it weird? Like, it's weird, right?
Yeah, that was more weird. I could feel it. The weirdest part about it is, like, these are, like, completely smooth. And so, like, there's no, like, nothing that would catch on, right?
No.
But, like, I feel it. I don't know if you can see in the camera. Here, right? Switch it to your camera.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're doing now.
See how it kind of, like, wiggles like that?
Yeah.
I know it's not the most focused, but
Yeah.
there's give on it. So, like, I'm feeling it, like, lift and then drop.
Yeah.
That's the weirdest part.
That's what I'm saying. Is somebody who's never used one before. This is
And,
your
like,
first time.
And like, you can see my hands are still. And, like, I mean, I'm not the most steady-handed person. You know, my hands are pretty beat up. But I'm not doing that enough for it to be doing that.
Right.
You know, so, like, either way, I think I'm good. But
Yeah.
it was
You want me to try? Let me see.
Yeah, you-
I'm
you
kind
just
of interested now. I want to see.
Go ahead.
see
I mean,
what-
we got
where
them.
this
We might as
goes.
well use them, right?
See where this goes. Right. Let's see where it goes.
This is the Strange Saloon, right? What else? What else are we supposed to be doing here?
Y'all are killing me. All right.
It's already starting. It likes you. It's got to be here for you.
Clear, please.
Yeah, there it goes.
Clear.
Come over. Move this way. Oh, the other way. Sorry. Go towards. I'm sorry.
Hey, whoa. Hey, whoa.
Hey, whoa.
Hold on. Okay, clear. Please, clear. Clear. Please. Clear.
No.
Clear.
It's saying no.
Please.
It's literally saying no. Because you remember, a way is no.
Okay. Clear. I'm going to ask you a question. Please answer specifically. Are you still here with us, whoever you are?
What the fuck?
All right, clear. Clear.
This is wild.
Clear. Okay. Can you point to who M-Balm, aka Harold, is? Point to who that person is. Point. Can you do it? Whoa, this is...
Well, just in case the mic didn't pick it up, the question was, can you point to who M-Balm is?
Okay.
Is now pointing at.
Can you point to Jordan, aka Zero? Can you point to Zero, Mr. Jordan?
Oh, one's turned around at me.
Can you point?
Yeah, there you go. One more. Wild.
Can you point to Jordan, please?
Crazy, dude. Even they're like, yep.
There.
Did one of us know you? Huh.
Do we know you personally?
Were you somebody who was in one of our lives? Huh? Yup. Alright. That's pretty definitively yes. That's crazy. Alright, so who is it?
How do we ask that question when it comes to yes or no? I mean, that's the hard part.
Right. Well, we got to figure out who it's here for, or who they're.
Are you here for anybody specifically? Point to whoever you're here for.
Both of us.
Are you here for both?
Somewhere in the middle. That'd be weird. That's the first time. No, just for the record, that's the first time that's ever happened. Like completely.
One point your way, one point.
Yeah.
So you're here for both of us. Answer yes or no.
That one's in the middle now.
Dude, for both of us.
Who could that possibly be?
This is pretty wild.
I'm just gonna point something out that the only person that I can think of that we both knew.
It's oh, there it is. There it is.
The only person that we both knew that I can think of that has passed is my dad.
We both knew.
Pretty damn well, because he used to come over all the time.
Clear. Okay.
Wow, that was.
Is what Jordan said? Is that true?
Other than that, the only other thing I can think of is like high school. No, I didn't think it would be, but like, who else could it be?
This is so weird. All right, clear, please. Is this somebody from high school? No, that's a definitive yeah.
Okay.
Man, dude. Wow. I gotta put these down. Sorry. Thank you for.
No.
Okay, I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to keep doing that. That's why.
Hey, just to throw this out there, if you're here and you can, turn that light on.
This is freaking wild, dude. I never thought we would be doing this
On the video stream here?
yes.
Hi, I'm still here. Yeah, no, that's cool. Here, I'll gladly.
So
hold on.
we just did this. Man, I can't even explain to you how I feel right now.
For the
Especially
record, too, before we got on here, which, however long it's been that long. We decided, because we did this just before, like literally just before we sat down.
Yeah.
We told ourselves we weren't doing this like at all.
Yeah,
Like,
that was
at all. Anymore.
literally off the cuff.
And so yeah, that was pretty wild.
So somebody from high school that. Wait a minute, dude.
I mean, there's a handful of people that it like potentially could be, but like I wasn't really friends with any of them, and I don't know of anybody who like has passed since we graduated and left school either. You know what I mean?
Well, it's weird because you asked the question, you know, if it was your father, and it said no.
Which I didn't think it would be,
right?
Because like that would have been weird, you know. Like I mean, not weird because like I mean I do believe my dad is with me.
Well, of course, but
it wouldn't have been here for both of us. It still would have been strange, you know what I mean? Like not strange, but yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one. Who knows?
I'm trying to think of anybody that we went to school with that has passed on that we both knew.
That's what I mean. I can't imagine.
What? You have an idea of somebody?
No, I don't. I just had a funny thought. That's all.
Oh.
Karen.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, no.
From the crib.
So there's an inside joke, kind of, We went.
No, it's a very real compartment of my memory.
But we did say high school, so it wasn't.
Oh, that's true. That's elementary. That's,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah,
It's not. It's not.
So
okay.
that's ruled out.
No.
Debunked, if you will.
Debunked.
Boom. Stamp that with the debunked right on top
that would
of it.
be wild. I really couldn't think. I can't think of anybody.
I'm trying to think.
Not anybody that we were close with that would be here now.
I don't know, man. That is we just witnessed is wild. That shouldn't have happened.
Although here's a thought. What if they weren't from our high school? Maybe they were in high school when they whatever happened.
Well, it that's the weird part though, is when I said who you're here for, and it's both pointing.
Maybe
like
they just
this.
wanted to talk to both of us. Because you know what I mean? There's no way to definitively have gotten an answer about what or why. You know, because they said that they were here for both of us, I mean, maybe they wanted to communicate with both of us.
I'm just waiting for that light to turn on now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, guys, I told them, please turn that shit on because I
Yeah.
want to see it turn on because that would be really freaking cool.
What do you do if it turns on?
I might pee.
Well, you've never really dealt with this stuff before.
Oh, I have.
No, I
just
mean
not,
like
in this capacity.
That's
No.
what I'm saying. Like,
Right, like not in this like setting, like not like
yeah.
I wasn't like trying to, but like I've been around when things have happened, you know, like I mean doors opening, closing, yada yada, but like not. I mean I've never intentionally like sought it out, you know,
Dude. Yeah.
and that's kind of like what we were talking about just shortly prior to the show, or to recording this, is that you know we want to start doing more of this, so like.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it would be cool to like have like a little team to like be able to like do these types of things and like go intentionally try to like get lights to turn on, and like that's like the kind of shit that like I'm really looking forward to doing, and like you know like doing like these investigations but like that right there.
Yeah, it was wild.
That was something else, you know.
I got a REM pod coming too. I have a REM pod. It's not audible. It's just visual lights. I have one that's the newest. I think it's version 3 or something right now. It's coming out. It'll be here this coming week. I just purchased that not long ago.
Well, shoot, maybe we'll go do like a little test run at like White Lady's Castle or something. You and me, and
Might have to.
like our small crew of us Avengers. I don't know. We can't use that as trademarked.
No, it's trademarked. Coming for you.
Void Sessions.
Void Sessions. That's right.
Coming at you, ghost people.
Void Sessions Paranormal, baby.
And
That's where we're at.
entities and whatever else. Not the bad stuff, though. I'm not bringing you home.
See, that's the thing. Like, I know a lot of people dabble into certain aspects of it. There's some people that like the darker stuff, if you will.
Not me.
I don't.
Not
I don't,
me. I'm good on all that.
I don't
like the light side.
Yeah, I don't want to dive into that. There's a lot of people out there that already do that. I'm not in this for the demonology aspect of it. I know some people that are, and that's on that, and that's their thing. Like, hey,
I don't want to be a Darth.
and that's cool.
I want to be on the
Like,
side.
but
I
I'm
don't
just
wanna be
saying,
on the
like,
dark side. I want to be on the light side.
You know, I personally, I would rather not seek that out.
No, 100%.
That's just not something for me.
No, I mean, see, this is the thing: is that like we're not seeking anything. We're just looking for evidence that y'all exist. Something exists out there that we, as living beings, creatures, have life force, energy that is neither destroyed nor created by nature. That's like the law of matter, right? You know, like energy can't be destroyed or created, and like, you know, the sheer fact that we have electromagnetic energy proves the fact that we have energy within us. So like, you know, and this goes back to like what I was saying in the first episode, you know, time isn't linear.
No.
You know, and that's what I'm saying. Like maybe what we're talking to and what we're feeling is something of like a kid that was in high school at the time that we're talking to them. You know, maybe in their life that's where it is, but they're here now, and for some reason they feel us. You know, maybe they're doing the same shit we are, and who knows? Maybe it's 50 years in the future. Maybe it's, you know,
that's the part of it.
Maybe it's him,
right,
in the future talking to us now.
That's the part of it that I've always you know been interested in, like different theories of what we're interacting with. Like, what if who we're interacting with is somebody who's actually not dead. They're alive.
Right.
But
Just
we're in a different
plane.
Exactly. Because it's been
definitely
proven.
Different realms of existence.
Parallel universes, which I know we'll definitely touch upon that.
Oh yeah,
for sure, as a whole conversation piece for this podcast.
100%.
Because I'm very interested in parallel universes. You know, it's a theory. It's not obviously something that I wholeheartedly put my, eggs in one basket with.
Right. No,
for sure. Because I think that certain things that I've experienced, would go hand in hand with something that would be, of the afterlife. But it's just either which way, there's obviously something to it. I mean, when you picked up those, it's one thing to see them, but when you're picking those rods up, how do you feel as a person that's never picked up anything like that before, and you've been a skeptic of something like that?
It's the thing is, because like I am a skeptic by nature, sure. But I'm also, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm a hopeful skeptic, I guess is a good way of putting it. Like I want shit to, but that doesn't mean that like I'm gonna try to put things together that aren't there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like at the same time, like I'm gonna go into it completely neutral, and whatever happens, and like that's kind of like how I approach most things in life, I feel like, because and like obviously you know me a long time. Like I come into pretty much every situation, and I try to just let whatever happen go, and then I deal with it.
Yeah.
So with something like that, it was crazy because like I don't feel like it really had a strong resonance with me, but as soon as you picked it up,
it starts moving towards me.
Like a lot, like hard. It was,
again,
but it was also, but I feel like it was more comfortable with you because you were interacting with it to begin with. So maybe that had more to do with it, and like, but like it was still because you were still giving it the command, so it was still answering, but it wasn't like completely connected. You know what I mean, per se. So like maybe that's why once you took them over, it really started, or maybe it just knew you better.
I don't know, man. Like.
And they. Sorry, I shouldn't say it. I apologize. I
well, it's well, you gotta understand, it's a little bit, weird, especially when, you're not.
We're in a realm that we're not.
Yeah.
Entirely sure what it is.
Yeah, respectfully to whomever we were interacting with, thank you.
No disrespect at all. Yeah, absolutely.
No, I know, but what I was about to say is, thank you for the interaction. However, you're not welcome to attach yourself to anything here or to us.
No.
Or anybody else around us, or who we love, or anything like that. So, and I respectfully, we appreciate the interaction, but that's about as far as we want to go. So, and I like to put that out there because it's important too. I don't know what it is that we are doing here.
Well, I think it's important to put our intentions out there as well and make it very clear that this is just
it's important
interaction's sake and nothing more.
I would say that's probably the craziest thing that I can say happened on any podcast that I've done, and I've done a lot of crazy things on podcasts.
That was wild, dude. And it's crazy because like I can always, and this is something that has kind of been a recurring theme in my life that I anytime that something like this happens, like and like I'm a very like emotional person, and like this happened at the investigation too, where like I got really overwhelmed with emotion, and like when that started happening, like I felt it in here where like my eyes like started pooling, and like, which it wasn't anywhere near as strong as it was in Seabreeze, but like I felt something, so like there was definitely some weird vibe going on when that happened. So like.
Yeah.
And not to say that gives any kind of like definitive anything by any means, but like I felt something.
Yeah,
I felt something.
Yeah, I got I got chills when it was doing what it was doing, man. Especially when it was like
the old chicken skin.
Yeah, it's just weird, man. It's just crazy that those little dowsing rods could do that.
Yeah, like it's kind of crazy because like we're like going through all of our
equipment here,
right?
The light still hasn't turned on.
Not yet.
I think you would see it on the camera if it did turn on, but I don't want to touch it. I don't want to move it. If it goes on, it goes on.
If anything, I was gonna move the camera to show it.
But Yeah, I mean,
You're the real Slim Shady. Turn the flashlight on.
Please turn the light up. Yeah, I just, with this gear though, like it's all about knowing what you're working with, and understanding that you should also do things in preparation for it and afterwards too.
Yes.
Like when we were there, Beth did, and everyone does their own rituals, right? Some people just say prayers, protection when you go to a location and interact with whatever you're interacting with. But the way they did it, again, they did stuff differently than I've ever seen before. Marking the runes on everyone, and then smudging people with sage, and then reading a prayer, which is awesome, and I think it's great. And you should definitely do it if you're out there investigating, because whether you believe this stuff or not, would you rather be safe than sorry, or would you rather go in blind, being ignorant to the fact that there's something out there, and then all of a sudden start noticing some problems later on in life?
Yeah, nobody wants to bring anything home with them.
No.
I have it tattooed on my hand. Like I'm always protected.
Yeah, which is not a bad idea, right? So, I look, getting into this and just with interacting with GPI, Glenville Paranormal Investigators, and doing the investigation there. I mean, your first time investigating, completely.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we've talked about a little bit of your experiences, but overall, I mean, what was your initial take on this?
Oh God, I mean, it was cool. So I'll be completely straight up honest. So when we going into it, I was more skeptical on the location than anything. Now like, granted, like I'm a believer that this stuff exists. So like, I want there to be proof, So, and it could be really cool for like it to be right in my backyard. Like this is right around the corner from a house that I kind of grew up in, but so I guess really the point being is that like when I grew up there, I mean, sure, you heard the stories of like the urban legend of like, oh, that's what it is, but like didn't really hear a lot about of like, but I mean, of like paranormal investigations and stuff. I mean, I don't know, maybe people just weren't doing it then, or the internet or whatever. But so like that being said, like going into it, I really didn't know what to expect because like I said, I hadn't really heard of much, if anything, really truly coming out of like true proof, outside of just some stories and, hearsay and whatever.
Right.
So that was probably my biggest skepticism. That being said though, I know we didn't find a ton, but it was still overall a really cool experience, if not even just for the door to be opened into the world, into like the equipment and the team and just getting my feet wet, but it was weird because I felt like the entire time like my energy was being pulled everywhere.
I felt that too.
There was no like route.
I told Beth that actually. I said so, and with that investigation, we didn't get much by the foundation of the castle.
No,
we really didn't. Like in terms of the only thing I would say we probably got that was interesting was the pen moving on the map on the clipboard on the ground. Mm-hmm. That was probably the only thing that I would say substantial enough to say there was something,
something happened.
Correct.
Right.
But once we got down to the beach area at Durand Eastman, that's exactly how I was feeling. I felt like I was getting pulled like taffy. Like I'm getting pulled this way, getting pulled that way. There's like too many things going on at once. We were getting different answers, but we were getting the same answer on different devices.
That was the craziest part for me because like I started like when it started for me when you guys were doing, when you mentioned like the clipboard thing, because I wandered off. Then I came back, and then wandered off again, and then I came back, and then I really wandered off.
You did.
And I was gone for a while, and then like you guys didn't even know where I was.
Right.
And then at one point, Beth, if you remember, thought that she saw something like in the wood, like the tree line.
She did, yeah. She said.
And then she thought it was me.
Right.
Because I ended, but like where she was looking, like I was like nowhere near it. Like I was like completely, like, probably like a good 40 yards away from it. Like I was far.
Yeah.
But the reason why I did that wasn't just because I wanted to go on my own. Like I felt like I was following something. Like I felt like I was following like There was no path, but I felt familiar.
Drawn.
And for the record too, when I say that I grew up around there and I've been there a couple times, if anybody's familiar, like, and you'll know, it's like anybody's familiar with this location, all it is a stone wall. That's the location. It's a big set of steps and a stone wall.
That's it.
There's no house. There's no castle. There's nothing there. It's a hill with a stone wall. Now everybody else is by this stone wall, and then behind it is some trees. But there's like a big clearing, and then like some trees, and then like more trees, and then like you get into the back, and then it's like woods. So I'm just kind of wandering around the tree line, you know. And now when I say that like I grew up around there, I never did that. When we went to like White Lady's Castle, it was we go up to the top, you take some pictures at the top of the hill at the castle wall, and then you leave and you go down to the beach. Like there wasn't really much to do there. It wasn't like a popular spot to hang out. There was no like hiking trails there. There was no reason to go anywhere else but the wall. That was the attraction, you know. So that was my first real time wandering, you know. So I was just letting it take me wherever.
Yeah.
And then once we got down to the hill, to the bottom of the hill, when we split off, we were going through the woods. It felt that kind of way too. Like it was very push pull, you know. But that was also right next to water, and I feel like water is a very big energetic channel.
It is,
you know, because it's fluid, you know.
Yeah.
So that's tough, you know, and especially being right next to the lake or everything there too. So, you know, but then I feel like, cause like, I felt like we were kind of wrapping up after we were done there, and everybody's kind of by the cars, and then I just kind of left. I don't know if you remember, but like I just kind of wandered off, you know. And initially, like I just kind of wanted to go take a little break, on my own, you know.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I was at the water, like I was on the beach, and like it was almost like it's like kind of like that meme where it's like, what's the word? Disassociation is so wild because like who was just driving the car for the last 30 minutes or whatever, right? Like that's kind of how I felt. Like I was just kind of going, and then I ended up on the beach, and then we just kept it just kept going, and then the other guy heard the girl humming, and like we just kept going.
Ron did, and then I heard it.
Yep.
And then I'm like, I was.
But
like,
you
confused.
heard it way after we did.
Well, that's the thing that was crazy about that was.
So me, Ron, and his son heard it, and we followed it all the way down the beach.
Yeah, I was gonna say Ian did
off
too.
the beach, like into like the woods.
That was what was crazy about that though. Is like you guys heard that, and then I heard it too, and I'm like, well, that tracks.
And then just before that, we came back, and I was kind of again on my own, and then I walked by that bush, and then like I just started. It was like I was crying.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how or why. Like I wasn't, but like my eyes were just like pouring water. My nose was running, and it was just like I almost like I was like having a panic attack, but I wasn't. I was calm. It was fine. And like there, like you know what I mean. Like it was the craziest feeling, and like I just felt this like horrible sadness, and like I had to walk away from everybody for like a minute. Like I had to like collect myself because it was just so heavy.
Yeah.
And
it's overwhelming.
Yeah, and like, and it was like complete, like it was weird. Like I remember so vividly. Like I was like this like big bush, and you know, like I'm not the tallest guy, but I'm not short either. But like I remember like looking at like about eye level, maybe a little like higher than me, but like I saw like a guy. Like I felt a presence of a man, and then this feeling just came over me.
Yeah.
You know, and like it just I couldn't explain it. You know, it was. I felt like something just bad.
Yeah.
I don't know what else. I'm not gonna kind of like speculate because I really don't know.
Right.
Yeah. We kind of came up with some theories about like the girl that like drowned or like then maybe got like hanged on the tree.
Yeah, we got some weird. We did get some weird responses on the apps and all that. And again, I'm a skeptic with these things on the phones with the apps.
True.
You know, but I
feel like there possibly could be a few keywords that like maybe are popping up, but I feel like we had quite a few that
they meshed.
Yeah.
And they kept coming up.
And not like stretches.
No.
Like they were, I mean, like, and like granted, like if you exclude like the names and like those ones, like the ones that are specifically
Edmund
like
and all
location,
that?
yeah, like not that stuff, like the, you know, like the like things related to water and like suffocation or drowning.
Yeah,
like,
that's
and, like,
that's
but,
what I
like,
mean.
we
It's
both on both ends, like when like
strangled.
and now for the record, like we are like on other ends of the beach entirely. Like this is happening while we're in the woods.
Yeah, and
On the like on like an almost an entirely different beach.
Yeah.
That's how far we had wandered, and you guys were still like where we went in, like
Right.
going the other way.
and we were getting the same responses.
Yeah,
You
like
know.
identical responses, like different words,
Yeah.
but same meanings.
Same meanings. You know, and that's what. So my initial run-in with that app was at Lima at the American Hotel,
Mhm.
going in a complete skeptic, going, okay, I bought it for like whatever it was, $3 or whatever, but I was getting, you know, responses of family members' names that lived in that place, that all of it. That's where my mind started changing.
Right.
But then, like, we go to the White Ladies Castle and Durand Eastman Beach and all that, and we're getting these responses. 2 different devices, 2 different apps even.
Right.
I had one app, the other guy, Ron, had another app along with the same app I was using, but still getting the same responses on that app.
Right.
And that's where I was like, dude, that's wild.
Mhm.
Rats, Black Death.
And what's even crazier about that is that I had already kind of come up with my own, after my experience. Like I kind of like, not like to say like I surmised anything, but like,
Yeah.
or some like came to like any kind of like I conclusions, but like I kind of put it together. You know what I mean? Like it just it felt like it. And you know the crazy thing is too is, and like something that I said that when we were there, because you know you start looking up like the lore of like what happened in these locations, but like these things happened like hundreds of years ago.
Yeah.
You know, we're in a very populated area, and a lot of history has happened here. Wars have happened here.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like revolutions have happened here. You know, we were one of the first colonies. Like this is one of the first areas where like our country was started. So like, just because there is a story of what is popular that happened there doesn't mean that's the only thing that's happened there.
Correct.
So we could have been picking up on anything of anyone from any time.
That's what I was telling Beth and Ron and all them. I was like,
Thousands of people go there every year.
I was like, you know, we came here
That
for White
current is
Lady.
horrible there.
Oh God, yeah. I said we came here for White Lady and all that, but I didn't really get anything that was consistent with that. I think we got everything else that was completely
Had nothing
different.
to do with that. No,
That's
I
what
don't
I'm
think it had
saying.
anything to do with the castle. I
No.
think that when we were down on the beach, we were in a whole different energy field. Like, it
100%.
was a whole different thing.
Yeah, when we were up at the castle, I wasn't really getting much. I wasn't really feeling
hardly
much.
anything, honestly. Like I said, I felt a push pull, but I felt like that was just the energy of the world, so
Yeah.
to speak. You know, like the world around me. Like I was just feeling the
But even on the
vibrations of
equipment, like
everything.
nothing was really.
Nothing was really spiking. I mean,
Nothing.
the EMF didn't pick up on anything.
He had the REM pod on the thing. He had the 2
yeah.
lights. Nothing was going off.
And those things
This
weren't
light's
lighting
not
up.
going off.
Right. That light.
Nothing yet. So
Come on, high schooler.
But here's the thing, like, it's been sitting here for however long now, and nothing's happened. There's times where I'm in a location, we do this, we set it down, and as soon as you start asking questions, it's going off.
Right.
So, you know, there's obviously something to it.
I mean, not for nothing, but like I'm also not upset that that's not going off.
I'm not either. I'm good.
I kind of got to pee. I don't want to pee my pants.
No, don't do that. But, you know, when it comes to the paranormal realm, you know, obviously when we get more in depth with the paranormal investigations and all that, I'm up for it, man. You know, obviously we're already starting to coordinate with GPI on some of the things that they want to, you know, invite us on, and I'm down for it, you know. But, you know, to be able to sit here and talk about the experiences, to go over some of the gear, what this gear does, and not only that, but like have a hands-on experience with the dowsing rods, where people are skeptic on that, and you come up with your own conclusion, whatever you will. I mean, literally, you're somebody who's never.
I haven't even really heard of them, to be honest with you. I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
I've heard of them, but like I didn't really know
Right.
too much about them up until we started talking about them. I mean, obviously I've heard of them like on the internet and stuff, but like I haven't really seen them used.
But not only that, but like you saw me use them, you held them and used them, and then you watched me use them again, and you saw their interaction with it.
Yep.
Pretty wild, right?
Yep.
You never thought they would do that, because theoretically they should just be standing still, right?
You would think, or at least somewhat.
Yeah.
They definitely shouldn't be going all over the place.
Shouldn't be doing what they did.
Should be-
Yeah. So yeah,
Crazy.
it is crazy. That's why I'm always interested in this stuff, because there's a lot of unexplainable things. But with that being said, we will be back with more episodes, obviously with different topics. There's so many oddities out there that we can talk about and we can discuss. And
we will talk about all of them.
all of them.
All of them.
At
You're
some
going to
point.
be sick of us.
Yeah.
No, not really.
Maybe. Who knows?
You're going to love my smiling face.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
We're going to post every... No, I'm just kidding. That's way too much.
There's a lot of things in the paranormal field, man. I mean, like I said, almost 20 years of experience of investigating and into the paranormal. And, that's a lot of years of doing things, but now it's time to document.
Yeah, I was going to say more excitingly, I in my opinion, than more episodes is more investigations. And that's something that y'all should be looking forward to, because I'm looking forward to it. You're looking forward to it. So you should be excited too.
Yeah.
Do it.
I want to get somebody who's, obviously
Very aggressive today. Sorry.
Don't be aggressive.
I'm not sorry.
Assertive. Assertive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a nice way of saying,
ass.
Sure.
Ertive.
I want to get somebody who's a complete skeptic on all of this stuff and bring them on an investigation.
Let's do it.
And I want them to
put an ad on Craigslist.
Yeah. Is Craigslist even a thing anymore?
Probably like Craigslist owned by the government.
Probably.
I don't know. The IRS.
Yeah. I would definitely like to see somebody complete skeptic of the paranormal and all this stuff and above go into a location and see how they interact with the things that we do. That'd be interesting. Put them in a room, do the Estes method with them, see how this goes.
And I'm going to intentionally try to scare them.
Oh, don't do
the whole time.
No.
I'm going to bring my mask from the band.
Let it be organic. Let it be organic.
No, I would never. I wouldn't. See, this is my theory is I don't believe in doing anything I wouldn't want done to me.
Right, exactly.
So I would never. Because I hate when people do that shit to me. So I would never do that.
That's not cool.
No.
I completely
But yes,
understand.
more investigations, and I would love to bring some skeptics and just really, or even just like one person is sit them in a damn chair and be like, just watch.
Just watch.
Watch.
See what happens.
Watch us, because we're fun, and
we try.
I'm corny, and I have dad jokes.
Yeah, good dad jokes.
I'm a certified dad.
Yeah, me too.
Of a lot of years.
Yeah, well, you got more years on me on that.
Just
for sure.
Just a few.
Just a few. Just a few.
Just a few.
But
I'm a veteran.
Yeah, he's a veteran of being a dad.
Dad.
A father.
Dad vet.
I got you a father right here.
Dad.
But
alrighty.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Strange Saloon. As always, stay strange, my friends, and we will see you on the flip side.
Do it.